Chris Brockman, Mike Del Tufo, good hour 3 to you. TJ Jefferson, still trying to take in what his head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, said in hour number 2. And I'm going to stop talking about our in-studio guest as if he's not here because he's staring at me saying, when are you going to introduce me?
No, I'm not.
I could feel it from my right. Good to see my Hall of Fame friend.
I love it. What did Mike McCarthy say now?
Warren Sapp. No, he came on the program and, he was nice enough to come on. And he said he did talk to Jerry Jones about the stuff that Jerry's saying in public, and interesting enough how is a head coach supposed to take did you hear the stuff he was saying about Dan Quinn, the Jerry Jones stuff? Okay.
No.
So when Dan Quinn stayed, he said all of us wanted Dan to stay. That was the key to our continuity here. And then he mentioned how Quinn joined Sean Payton and Jason Garrett in coaches who want to stay because they love to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, everyone. So my point is, quote, in my mind, a lot of logic as to why they might not take a job right now rather than one or wait and see how the cards go in the future. When asked what that meant about, his current coach, Jones said Mike McCarthy knows that someday somebody other than him will be coach of the Cowboys.
That's Jerry.
Right?
You don't expect anything.
Did you ever have somebody at the top of the flow chart talk about a coach like that?
No.
That never happened, right?
No, we had a real good organization. Well, it was Al. When Al pulled out the overhead, God bless his soul, the great Al Davis, it was all. It was all when the overhead come out. So,
right.
Other than Al, everything else.
But that didn't happen when Dungy was there, right? And then they switched up to Gruden, right? That didn't.
Well, that wasn't pretty either.
Right.
That wasn't pretty either. Losing your head coach, especially one, I don't know how loved Mike McCarthy is with all the timeouts and the decision making and the craziness that went on all year long. I mean, you saw it lead up to what the Cowboys ended, and you can't predict Jerry Jones's demise, and then it plays out in front of him, and he does nothing about it. I mean, he's going to shake the tree.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how that plays in the locker room. That's all. What do you think?
When Jerry's your owner, you don't worry about it. Like when Al was our owner, you didn't worry about it. I mean, you want answers, go see him. He'll give you the answer what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever go to Al's office, Al Davis' office?
Yeah, I went to Al in the locker room to get the defense changed over to 4-3, and Rob Ryan wanted to kill me. Sorry, Robbo.
All right. I'll buy it. I need more on that. What do you mean?
Listen, we're in Denver, and I got Derek Burgess outside, who's the meanest left end in the game and the baddest one I ever played with. Mm-hmm. And then I want to rush, and then I'm teaching Tommy Kelly how to play the game, and they just gave him a $50 million contract. And then I got Chris Clemens, the young guy that turned out to be pretty good in Seattle. Remember him?
Right, yes.
And I had him young, so I had a good full group. And Robbo's playing with this 3-4 stretch thing, and we're in Denver, and they got Ben Hamilton and that other little guard, and they're pulling me out on third down. I'm going crazy. I want to pull my hair out. So after the game, Derek Gibson looks at me, the old Florida State Seminole, say, "What's the matter with you?" I mean, Rich, I got smoke coming out of my ears.
Right.
I was pulled out on third down all game long. He was like, "Go to Al." I'm like, "What?" I'm used to Tampa. I go see Dungy, I go see Monty, go talk to Rod. I don't go see the owner of the team. Go see Al. You want something changed around here? So I walk around the corner. I'm still in my cleats. I hadn't done any work. I walk around the corner. He's standing at the locker room. I walked up to him. I said, "What'd you bring me here to do?" He said, "Excuse me?" I said, "What did you bring me here to do?"
That was your opener with Al Davis?
Listen, I had smoke coming out of my ears at this point, Rich. They could have sent me home, and I wouldn't have gave a damn at that point because they wasn't using me, and I was in a 3-4 dying. I mean, dying a slow death. So I say, "What did you bring me here to do?" "Excuse me?" I said, "What did you bring me here to do?" "Attack the quarterback." I said, "Well, I can't do it if I'm on the sideline on a 3-4. I need 4 up front, and I don't give a damn what they play behind it. They can play cover 0, 9, whatever, 57, whatever. We're going to get the quarterback." He said, "I'll fix it." The Monday, we go and watch the tape. Tuesday, we off. We come back Wednesday morning. Robbo's sitting at the top of this stage with the grease board up, and his hair is everywhere. And he looked like he has a pound of doodle underneath his nose. I mean, he has a look on his face. He goes, "I can't believe it. One of my players went to the effing owner to change the defense." Burgess down in front looked back, said, "Is that you, big homie?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, and I'm looking at Raul smashed the board. Boom! We're going to line up 4 across 99, 56, 91, 93, and we're going to play man-to-man behind it. I looked up, I say, What I learned is that just bought me another half a second. Let's go. We went into Tennessee. I had 3 sacks. Steve McNair, God bless his soul, for a sack calls from a Robbo, came to me in the locker room after the game, grabbed me and looked at me and said, "That's all Money Kiffin was doing all these years?" I said, "Pretty much, baby. Let it turn me loose on third down. I get it done." And now we had the number 3 defense and 2 wins. But hey, that's all in the past. Yeah, I had to go to Al and get the defense. I didn't know this.
So if you wanted to, just go to Jerry in Dallas.
You got to go to Jerry.
Right.
Who else calls the shots?
Well, he's supposed to be the coach, right? I mean, but I just...
Not in Cowboy. It's called Jones Mahal for a reason, baby.
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, let me just get right to it.
Let's go.
Right to the meat and potatoes. 99 in your program, number 1 in your heart here in Los Angeles. How good is Aaron Donald?
The best thing going besides... I can't say that. Since sliced bread. I mean, you know what? I was watching him in the game.
Yes.
And they had put him in that Mike Marks. When you remember, man, Mike Marks used to talk about the 99 championship game?
Yeah.
Where he said he just threw everything in the kitchen sink at me?
Yes.
That's what they did in the first half of this game. And for some reason, the Cincinnati Bengals and their quarterback decide to wake this monster up. I mean, you give him the sack because you don't run out of bounds or, he pushes you. No problem. Then they decide to smash him and they hit him in the face, Rich, and they woke this monster up. They went to scheming with just a little wrinkle in the defense to mug the center. And my God, did he wake up and go through that guard. Ran right through him and just turned it up. And then Von Miller turned it up on the last drive.
Right.
I was on the phone with a friend of mine who used to be a Hall of Fame voter, and he was like, "Listen, Sapp, Joe Burrow is driving it." I said, "Listen here, son, this is a pass rusher's dream right now. I just need one. I just need one rush right now, and I'm a world champion."
Right.
There's no way Joe Burrow gets away, not with that O-line. And today, 2-3 days after the Super Bowl, we still can't name those 5 guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So,
you can't have the offensive player of the year, comeback player of the year, whatever Joe Burrow was, all these beautiful things, and have him under that kind of pressure in that kind of situation for the world championship. He didn't have a chance to look at anybody, and they showing me Jamar Chase made Jalen Ramsey fall.
Right.
The front and the back end work together,
Yes,
baby.
if
you got no way to see it, he ain't open.
We quote you all the time about that front and the back end work together. So, all right, rewind a little bit. So that moment when Burrow gets hit by Donald, and I mean, he hit him legally.
No sack. Oh, but out of bounds? Oh.
Out of bounds.
Come on.
Right.
His foot, he pushed him.
Oh, he pushed him. Right?
He wasn't out of bounds. No penalty, no foul.
He was clearly in the field of play. No doubt. And so ready to be hit.
All these linemen, go get your quarterback. Go back to the huddle. Leave this monster alone. You just gave him a sack. So let him get his gift wrap sack, go back to the huddle, and now find a way to block him again and then go drive the ball. Do not push this man in the face and wake him up. Now you got all 11 riled up. Trust me.
I remember that. Moment. And then, of course, he comes up with the sack to stop the drive.
After they mug the center, he runs right through the guard. Running through him.
Right, and then that kept him to 3 after the pick, after the touchdown to start the second half, and that kept it a 1-score game, and then obviously Donald calling game at the end of the game. So it's interesting. I'm Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. You talking about throwing kitchen sinks and all that sort of stuff at him. What do you make of a 30-year-old saying he's thinking of retiring, even though he hasn't said it, but word out there is that he's thinking of retiring? Do you believe it? What do you think?
Yes. I mean, the money they're giving them, why not put it somewhere and invest in Bitcoin or whatever, crypto, and go sit on the beach and enjoy your children, because he's done enough. Look at the resume.
He's in your room.
No, he's above me. He's above you. Listen, Rich, I looked at this thing with the 7 straight All-Pros. I can't name a guard that he's going against, but he's still 7 straight All-Pros. He's still rushing the hell out of that quarterback. He can get it.
That's why I'm saying, retiring.
I don't like his run game play. Not at all, because you can't never show me a game where somebody ran the ball at me 40 times and beat me. How did you move the ball? You're running it 40 times. Where did you move it at on these run plays? Because that ain't going down, not for 4 quarters. Nah, I hate that part of his game, but everything else, impeccable.
So you do, I'm trying to get inside the mindset of somebody in that trench.
He'll be the sixth first ballot Hall of Fame defensive tackle behind me, Mean Joe Green, Merlin Olsen, Bob Lilly, and Randy White. That's a six-pack that you do not want to see on any Sunday afternoon. And then Johnny Randall was backing us up. I mean, it's unbelievable. So we got a collection. It's a collection of great men that played the game at the defensive tackle position, and he's right there with all of us.
Well, I'm just trying to get inside the trenches where a 30-year-old would even be thinking,
they tell you finish at 30, remember?
Well, it's running back.
That's across the board. Look it up. See how many defensive linemen are 30 years plus and have 10 sacks. It's less than 15.
So you think it would be
me, Reggie White, Bruce Smith, Johnny Randall, a couple other guys like that, Leslie O'Neal or something like that, some guys like that, but it's less than 10 or 15. It's only 10 or 15 of us.
So you believe the conversation that he might be thinking of retiring?
Yeah, I mean, when you get bounced around and pinball around in that thing, I mean, them hips and them arms, and you ache. You ache. I mean, I played 13 good years in this thing, and it hurt. I got a new hip, and I'm ready to ride my bike and do the fishing and scuba and everything that I do, but this game will take a toll on you.
So it's believable.
It's definitely believable.
He just looks like Adonis, and he makes it look so easy. So it's kind of surprising. No, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of surprising that because again, that's
what's left.
3-time
Defensive Player of the Year, world champion. Pro Bowls, all pros.
I don't know.
Matched by none, except maybe Bob Lilly and Merlin Olsen and Mean Joe, because I think he had 10. Yeah. Those guys are 10, 12, 13, 14 years like that. So he's halfway there.
For NFL honors on Thursday night, because this kind of jarred my memory here a little bit when you said that Aaron Donald's above you, is what you said. Okay, so we had that Thursday night for the honors. Is your microphone on there?
I don't know.
There is. It's on. Okay. So Thursday night. I know. Tell two folks freaking out over there. So Thursday night for the honors, when all the Hall of Famers that they asked to announce the incoming class for honors, because they had a specific connection with them. Okay. Everyone was wearing their gold jackets, but Bruce decided to wear his burgundy NFL 100 all-time team jacket. And I thought that was a flex. I thought that was a little bit of a flex, just to walk around and say, there is a step up.
They had a 100 sack club meeting here in LA too.
Did they really?
And I missed it by 3.5.
That was Bruce, Vaughn, right?
Oh, it's a bunch of
Donald, right?
Monsters. Clyde Simmons.
Yeah, D. Ware is in that, and he didn't get in. He didn't get in first ballot.
Devin Hester's the all-time most dangerous man that you would ever think about kicking the ball to, and he didn't get in.
You know what? I
am blown away by this. I had 3 Canes that have pretty much Hall of Fame resumes without it. Because Andre Johnson, you got to go get Jerry Rice to top his numbers. That's Jesus and cleats by Playmaker's words. What am I missing here?
Yeah, Reggie Wayne, too, was in the mix.
Reggie Wayne's got a nice resume.
Well, he'll come in.
Hines Ward can't even get a sniff.
I don't understand that.
Boy, I looked at them numbers. You seen those numbers? 85 touchdowns? MVP?
He's and he
can't get a sniff.
Well, he played the game too in a different way.
And when you're talking about a blocking receiver,
yes, sir,
that's the first one you go.
They changed the rule for him.
Oh, you can't even hit nobody in the ear like that no more.
Well, you can't peel back and hit somebody.
Right, crack it back. Yeah,
they changed the rule because he was the king of that.
I have a couple rules myself, Rich. I know this for a fact. Hey, when you have rules against you in the National Football League, you belong in the museum. Stop playing,
man. Why Mel Blunt's in there.
Oh,
put a jersey on.
I know. Put a jersey on. Put a jersey on. You told that to Mike Sherman, right? You told Mike Sherman put a jersey on?
Mike Sherman came across and said something to me, so he's lucky Mercedes Sherrill Sapp was in that box leading over the top. I looked up there. If she wasn't there. Daughter? Yeah, she melts my heart. You know that. So
right.
I had to go see the baby because I know if I had enacted what I was thinking, I was not going to see the baby after the game. So that Now I got to go home to the baby, man.
Lawrence Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so what did you think of the Hall of Fame class?
I am welcoming all brothers that endured this process because it's so funny to me now, Rich, that we see the presentation that they do now.
Yep.
David Baker's was lovely. I really like that. I don't mind the connection with the guys. Leroy Butler with his socks off, with his shoes off, his socks on in the cold. But you can't fake it to us. You already know. So it just so happens you show up at John Lynch House and he's got 40 of his closest people there. I mean, just come on. You know how I found out?
How'd you find
out? I
out?
have a video. George Chin recorded me. I didn't know he had it on. I'm standing on the table in the living room at the hotel in New Orleans, yelling at the TV. That's when I found out. Just like everybody else in the world found out, I found out.
Right. I don't know. It's kind of difficult now with COVID and there's no hotels, right? So, or they could, I guess, have knock on the
have
door
a show just like we had on TV then, and you watch it from your house like I did.
So, what'd you think of Seymour's game back in the day? What'd you think of Seymour's game back in the day?
I wish Bill would have let him go. Because they always told me that this big 6'6" monster from the Georgia Bulldog national champions, first time since Herschel Walker, so you give him a little toot, that he could rush and do the things that were very special. And I always said that I would never constrain someone that's that generational of a player. You gotta let him go. Gotta let him go. 57 and a half sacks don't say Richard Seymour. But that's what he has.
Right. So those are the numbers, though.
That's the numbers.
And Bryant Young coming in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, man, Bryant Young played almost 90 sacks, was in the middle of that San Francisco 49ers.
Mooch was saying that they had Haley and Dolman who were in that Canton room with you, and BY was the guy with the C on his chest.
And then had Stubblefield right beside him that won Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
So, hey, you know how San Francisco is. They mount up a bunch of talent and come after you for a championship.
As you know, I know a lot of very proud Hurricanes. As you know, you are one of them. Irv is another one of them. I can go on and on and on. It's kind of wild how the one, if you will, snub that gets everybody upset is Hester. It's Hester.
We play this game to identify the most dangerous guy on the football field. And boy, when you was kicking that ball, no one went to the bathroom, no one went to the concession stand. You don't go nowhere until either you kick it out of bounds or kick it through the end zone, because once Hester got his hands on it, my goodness, what a delight to watch.
I think maybe it's just folks.
That's Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy went to the greatest show of the Super Bowl as we just leaving. I know what he did. He went in front of the special team. We're going to kick it to him. We're going to go down there. We're going to set the tone. Touchdown, coach. Just like that, touchdown, coach.
Who is this, the one who told us the story about Dungy saying, like, I guess the Lord's Prayer that he had read before the game was the same one from the movie Hoosiers about David and Goliath.
Right.
And that he took it the wrong way as to mean
kick it to Hester.
Yeah.
Oh no, trust me.
I
was in the locker room when he said Reggie White didn't have it anymore. We're gonna go to Green Bay and block Reggie White with Jason. Yes, with Jason Odom. I'm sorry, OD, but it was Jason Owen from the University of Florida. We're gonna go to Green Bay and block Reggie White with Jason Owen. Boy, Jason Odom. Reggie White had 3 sacks and blocked a punt. We got home. I came and see Tony on that Monday. I said, Coach, could you please give the opposing defensive lineman the same attention that I get? Please don't ever do that to me again. My bad, Warren. No doubt your bad, Coach.
But that was his coaching way to talk it up.
It was a feeling with Tony. Tony prayed on everything. You know this. And if he had a feeling that this is what the message was, that's where he went and he misread the message.
Man, I just could not believe when he kicked it to Devin Hester to start that game. And that Hester then actually came through with what we were expecting in the biggest moment. And we're like, can this actually happen for the Bears tonight? Now we all know that it did.
Oh, no. Rex Grossman was the quarterback.
Nice.
you just had to be re-emphasized. We're not kicking the ball to the most dangerous man on the football field, 23.
Right. But that's why I'm just saying maybe the selectors do not view kick returner, punt returner as on par with receiver, running back, or your position, anybody's position.
What?
I'm
That's
just
a third of the game. Last time I checked.
Then that's the only reason for not giving
Okay,
Devin Hester first ballot status.
I saw something. Ross Tucker tweeted, if they don't put Tony Baselli and Richard Seymour in the Hall of Fame, I'm taking my name off the list. I want to know who in the hell let you vote in the first place.
Well, no, I think he was just.
I'm serious.
No.
I'm serious. I mean, what did I miss?
No, I think what you missed was. I think what you missed is Ross. I don't think he's got a vote. I think he was just being self-effacing that he's going to take his name off the list of candidacy.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what he was saying.
Yes,
that's still. That don't make no sense either. That's even worse.
I think that's what you missed.
That's even worse. And you have no shot at it, and you talking trash. Oh God, what? Some platforms.
There you go. So
somebody gonna get it.
Warren Sapp, what do you think of what's going on with Kyler Murray? What is happening with Kyler Murray? What do you think?
These kids really need to understand. Do not let your timeline become your lifeline, gentlemen and ladies out there in the world. Live a life that social media don't dictate what's really going on. Sometimes when I put you on fishing, I'm sitting on my couch.
Hashtag Sapp on the couch.
Just to go fishing. I mean, I'm telling you, don't let your timeline become your lifeline. And why in the hell would you, as the franchise quarterback of a franchise, unfollow them? And then what did he do? Acid wash? Was the acid wash scrub?
Yeah, he scrubbed it all off, and then say nothing.
Saying nothing. But that is the saying.
Yeah, that is.
You've already told us.
But what is he saying? Is the point? Like, I don't know what he's saying. And
I want out. But why would you want out? And Kingsbury is basically. And I heard you earlier, and you was like, his money and whatever. And there's no question he can play. Yeah, it is. Because that playoff game, you only as good as your last game. And I want to know what the hell you were doing in that end zone when you flipped that ball up on that pick six. I've never seen that. We've looked at a lot of football, Rich. I've seen Dan Orlovsky run out the back of that thing with it cocked ready to throw for a safety. I've never seen that in the pocket, flip, run, click, get ready to fall, and just gift wrap 6 and you down 14? Oh, man. I watched that game, and that didn't look like an NFL quarterback.
Huh.
That didn't look like not one in the playoffs. This is the playoffs. This is the best of the best, a run for a championship. And that's your performance you put up, and then you want to scrape your Instagram of the Cardinals? Maybe the Cardinals need to wipe themselves for you, son. Because evidently you ain't on the right program. You don't do that out in the open like that. Go in there and have a conversation. When I had my first year with the Bucks and everything went crazy, we went 2-7 at the end, and Sam Weiss was running, God bless his soul, was running a 3-ring circus, and he was Ringling Brothers in the middle with the big hat. I went straight to Rich McKay. I said, no way, I can't do this. He said, calm down, big dog. Let me go get you a coach, and then you come back and see me after the new year, and we'll see where we're at. That's what you do. You go in and have a conversation with the powers to be.
Well, maybe he did, and it didn't go the way that he wanted to.
Well, then you suck it up like a grown man, and you wait for the consequences because you already know what's coming. Why alert the world?
Yeah, why alert the world?
Why alert the world to your problems?
That's exactly, and that's why we talk about it on shows like this and others, because why alert
But what you also alert is your minion of followers to back you of, they need to do this, they need.
I mean, what does that mean, minions of followers? If they have their contractual control on you, you need to force your way out. I mean, that's the real deal.
And you do it with the people behind you.
Well,
and followers,
so that's
right?
So let's dive into this a little bit, Warren Sapp. Like, why alert the world?
I don't know. We didn't live in that social media world. The less you said, the better your chances were of this turning out well for you, because there's less people that know it. That's when a conspiracy starts. When 2 or 3 people get together and come up with a wild plan.
Well,
me, my agent, or my agent, me, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are negotiating,
right.
I left. I told Rosenhaus, here's the code to the house. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Because if the Bucs say something about me that I take personal, it's going to be a long time before I wash that off my back. So you leave. You take I always tell people whenever I do the Sapp in the lab, I take the emotion out. I'm just watching the game. I'm just watching the tape. Mm-hmm. I'm just watching technique. Mm-hmm. This ain't personal. Mm-hmm. That's what it is with a contract negotiations. Everybody saw the big year at the end. That's why they set up these rookie contracts. So now your representative and you have to be on board with the team. And then if they don't want to give you this, then find a nice, easy way for me to exit, put me somewhere where I have a little bit of say in it, and let's move on.
Right.
But don't do this foolishness, and now me and Rich got to sit here and speculate and hypothesize about you scrubbing your Instagram and all this foolishness. Not right.
Well, what ended up
I don't think I
happening-
would have followed the Bucs when I was on the team.
Well,
I mean, so there's nothing to talk about. I don't follow them. I work there.
So what ended up happening was on Super Sunday, Chris Mortensen tweeted out.
That's
Did you
what I wanted
see
to hear.
that?
No.
Okay. See, he tweets out the odd vibe between the Cardinals and Kyler Murray is indeed alarming. Murray is described as self-centered, immature, and finger-pointed per sources. Murray is frustrated with franchise that was embarrassed by playoff loss to Rams and thinks he's being framed as the scapegoat. And then he asks, where's it headed? Despite the acrimony, the Cardinals expect things to calm down, and Murray is their QB. I mean, he's under contract unless he demands out, right? The select veterans, here's the one. Select veterans hope to reach Murray on how he handles adversity better. Kingsbury also self-scouting where he could provide better alternatives for the QB. If you're a veteran on the team, I mean, what do you think that means, that giving him advice on how to handle things better? What do you think that means?
Boy, there's three things in the locker room you don't discuss. Your wife, your children, and money. I ain't got nothing to do with your contract, Kyler. You got to handle that on your own, son. You come in here, do your job, I'm going to do mine. We're going to pull together, and everyone achieves more in a team situation.
What if the handling things better means in the adversity of a game? Handling things?
Hey, you're a grown man. It's time to step up. This is a professional league. You know they get a check too. Sometimes they're better than you. Sometimes we didn't execute. But like I said, Rich, that last playoff game, it didn't look like an NFL quarterback to me. Something was really, really off.
So what could that have been?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was some negotiation that they were talking about. They were going to settle up because they did start off hot.
They
started off hot. And then probably your agent is calling and like, let's go and finish this thing before it gets too crazy. And now the number is way out of, astronomical.
So it's money. You think it's
got to be the contract. Because that's the security in which we all want to go to work with, right? Mm-hmm. And put yourself on the line. How much do you love me? Where the money at?
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show.
It ain't show friends. It's show business.
Yeah. What do you think of Brady having 6 days between announcing retirement and saying never say never?
It's not easy to let go, Rich. Especially when you went for 53-16, led the league in passing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that Tampa Bay team except the defense. They can't rush the passer from inside. My two tackles inside they don't believe in rushing the pass. Nah, we play run. It's not Earl Campbell in the backfield crazy. They're throwing the ball. But it's tough. When you're talking about someone with that kind of excellence, that kind of drive, that kind of focus.
Right.
Hey, Phil Simms used to say something to me when I used to work with him on Inside NFL. Uh-huh. He's like, you just walked away. You're in good shape and everything. I'm like, yo, man, it was time. He's like, they would have had to pry the helmet from my cold, dead fingers. Mm-hmm. I said, you played in a different league. It's a little bit better money situation. So that's why Aaron Donald could decide to go home, right? Because it's just a different situation. But for somebody like Brady, I mean, he's right there. If Todd Bowles don't call the all-out blitz and the Bucs don't run it, I mean, come on. My linebacker, Levante David, is standing there with his hands on his hip as the play is going on. Unbelievable, man. I mean, just, come on. Your last pass is to Mike Evans over the top of the number one cornerback in the National Football League for 6. And that's how you...
What do you think the Bucs are going to do?
Oh, my goodness. You know who his backup was, right?
Yes, sir.
All righty. We need a new quarterback. Fast!
So that's what I don't know. Did
Russell Wilson don't like Tampa? Sierra, we got some good stuff down there. We got an amphitheater, girl. You do big shows there.
No taxes?
Am I tampering?
Yeah, no taxes. No taxes.
Hey,
says TJ.
he already know that. He's smart enough to know that. Georgia ain't that far from it where Sierra first started.
So that's it? Like, it's Jason Light taking a big swing over the next 4 weeks?
Why wouldn't he?
Right?
Why wouldn't he?
I don't know. You think Kyle Trask, you can start something there?
So does Gronk come back without Brady?
No, but that's the whole
thing. Does Godwin come back without Brady?
But if I'm Jason Light and I hear Tom Brady have only 3 business days or 5 days at his home saying never say never, I'm thinking, all right, the light's still on a little bit here.
Didn't he have a contract that he's leaving?
He still is on the team, I
think.
That's
what I'm saying. I think we still have his...
No, I know that. And if I heard that, and even though, the final Man in the Arena episode is all about him walking away, and that gives you an entry of his mindset about what he's
44.
thinking. No, I know. That's the most amazing thing about him, Warren, is he's a 44-year-old guy, and I'm surprised that he's stepping away. I'm surprised he's...
Should have been.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. If I'm Tampa, I'm kind of playing it a half measure in a way because I want Brady to come back.
But before you make that decision to go all out, you call. You make the call. You make the call.
And what if he says, "Yeah, go do your thing."
You got to go forward.
Then you got to go forward. What happens if Brady then decides around the middle of the summer?
But then you still have the contract. Then I have 2 premier quarterbacks in this thing.
Then you clearly, but not if you. Let's say you do make a big move and somehow you do get some big veteran name, like you said, Russell Wilson. Okay. Say, I don't know if this happens on this green earth, but Aaron Rodgers, something like that is what I'm saying. And Brady says, I want to come back. Then you trade him and you get something back. Would you have a problem if Brady tells the Bucs iffy, I don't know, go somewhere else, and then decides to come back?
You keep Rodgers and you trade Brady.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I would say.
Yes.
Correct. So you would have...
There's no way you go with the 44.
Would you have a problem with Brady saying, I don't know right now, and then decides summer, I kind of do, and plays it that way because he maybe wanted some other place?
I don't have a problem with it because... It's so hard to let go, Rich.
It is.
You just, come on. With a career like that, with numbers like that, and still performing like that?
Right.
I left because I couldn't rush the passer anymore. I knew it was a play-action pass. Brett Favre did that little wiggle, came out. I tried to rush this kid. He had me locked up. He threw it over the top, the driver. I told the kid, you want to let me go now? The ball is gone. The kid finally let me go. I looked up, 85-yard touchdown. I said, yeah, it's time to go home. I knew it was pass. And I still couldn't get the pass rush I want. That's when I knew it was time to go home. Brady's last play was over the top to Mike Evans on the best cornerback in the game. Over the world champ.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
The champ.
Right.
Yeah.
And his last snap was a handoff to Fournette for a touchdown to tie the game. Down 27-3, ties the game 27-all.
Like I said.
I know.
And it wasn't Drew Brees. It wasn't Peyton Manning with the arm strength.
No, it wasn't none of that because Drew Brees can throw it past 5 yards and neither could Peyton.
In the air on a rope.
On a rope. In the bucket. Boom.
What do you think Arians is thinking? What do you think he's thinking?
Please come back.
Just every day texting like, hey, Tom.
What's going on,
Tom?
You know, since COVID, daytime drinking has really become a thing. I think Bruce is doubling it up right now, boy. Do you know who our backup was?
Bruce might be doing something other than just drinking.
Hey, don't do that.
Part of the reason why I'm bringing it up as well is there's just a concept that maybe at this advanced stage of his life, career, he just doesn't want to run it back with somebody else, or he already said he wants to call plays maybe if Leftwich had gone. So I'm just wondering what you think his mindset is going into this offseason. Do you think he still wants to do it?
Bruce?
Yes.
You listen, man. Didn't they say Bruce ride around on the golf cart?
Yeah, I think his problem is his Achilles might be gone.
That's what I'm saying. Bruce ride around the golf cart. It's kind of tough to call plays from the golf cart.
Yeah.
At practice. You don't use that. Because that you ever heard that intercom thing?
What?
Oh, the helmet?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I used to tell Quarles, I don't know how you go home at night after the 4 quarters of that. Oh, my goodness. That is not an easy thing to, right. Oh, my goodness. Okay. No.
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. A few minutes left here. What do you think of Stafford as a Hall of Famer? Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
I think his numbers will, but as far as the shake the annals of the game, I don't know no more. It ain't for me to decide.
No, I know that. Richard Sherman's made it an issue, particularly. Obviously we've been talking about it quite a bit. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to talk about. He was talking about it on his podcast. But the HOF bar is incredibly low now, like a participation trophy. Ooh. No all-decade team, no All-Pro, no MVP, one Pro Bowl, not even MVP of the Super Bowl. Never considered the best in any. He's talking about Stafford. Oh. Never considered the best in any year he played. At least Matt Ryan has an MVP. Is what Richard Sherman says.
Okay.
In response to my colleague,
Is Richard
Sherman
ready to critique the class that just went in?
I don't know.
Then how has he already got to Matthew Stafford? Let's call him champ.
Well,
and let's be on to the next season.
I think what he's responding to, I guess, is the whole setup is that everybody in the media has been talking about, as we always do, waiting for a Super Bowl and hyping it up, that if Stafford had won and he just did, that the numbers that he has, 50,000 passing yards, he can wind up top
silly
5.
Numbers. It had no defense to back up everything that him and Megatron was doing up there.
And I was saying the reason
games in Detroit, that boy did not play bad. He lit up the scoreboard and had nothing to back it up.
No run game either.
Oh, no, the year they had a running back, they went 0-16. They ran Kevin Smith, my homeboy, to death.
This is what I'm saying, is that the reason why he didn't have these accolades.
Because he didn't have Aaron Donald and Von Miller and some other people on the other side.
And I would.
His numbers, hey, we going to see.
That if he had.
Because we all thought Devin Hester was a first ballot, right?
I thought so, too. So do you think Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer, Warren Sapp?
At no point in me watching Matthew Stafford play, and he's still playing, have I looked at him and said, there's a Hall of Famer. I could say that. If he gets his gold jacket, I'll welcome him in, have a drink with him, tell him welcome to the club.
Of course.
But now I've never looked at Matthew Stafford at any point in his life in a playing career and said, that is a Hall of Famer.
Could that be because he's playing in Detroit? You know what I mean?
When he was playing with the Rams this year, throwing for whatever yards he threw for, throwing 2 interceptions and 3 touchdowns the other night, and having nothing but Cooper Kupp to go to. And I don't know how the hell the Cincinnati Bengals didn't double him and make him throw the number 18. Collinsworth for having trouble with his name. So I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long night.
Sporadic, everybody.
Right?
Sporadic.
Sporadic, baby. I'm like, you better go sporadic because you ain't going Kupp. Your Kupp was not running over in this game. And if they'd have did that, they were home. But for some reason, watch. Bengals.
Well, I don't know, man. Again, like
he's got numbers.
Stafford's
got. What does Tony Romo have? 40,000. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not. But Stafford now has a ring.
Oh, the ring.
Stafford now has a ring.
I forgot.
No, I mean that doesn't matter. And he did have that drive in this with 6 minutes to go, and he had a terrific postseason. And I understand that people are like, well, then put Flacco in. But it's a totally different ball. No, it's a different ball.
Trust me,
Joe Flacco doesn't have 50,000 passing yards. Nope. And by the time it's all said and done, Stafford could have a second ring, and he could. But obviously, even if he doesn't, he's going to have thousands upon thousands of more passing yards. And
you can't make the Pro Bowl in Detroit, though.
That's exactly right. Honestly,
unless you're Barry Sanders.
I mean, all of those things that Sherman said he could not achieve in Detroit, and he spent 12 years there. I mean, you're going to be an all-pro quarterback in Detroit when in the NFC, Favre's doing it too at the same time. And
you know this like I do. Come on. No.
Well, Favre had already left. It
was stacked.
Well, no, Favre was still around, actually. I mean, or I don't know. And everyone else in the NFC was doing what they were doing. Just off the top of my head, I'm trying to name who the all-pro NFC quarterbacks were at the time. But at any rate, and then
give me the year, and then I can help you with it. But other than that,
well, I mean, I guess he comes in 2009, 2010,
right when I retired,
right. So Favre was still around. I mean,
absolutely.
he was doing it in Minnesota. He didn't
leave until what, 12?
Right, exactly. I know.
Favre was always around.
I don't know. I'm caping for him.
No. Listen, Matthew Stafford, when it's all said and done, puts another one on. Maybe wins an MVP. Ain't no telling. I mean, because Sean McVay is going to throw this ball.
Unless he's going to be in the booth.
Who booth?
Sean McVay might leave to go to be an announcer.
Oh, you know what? I'm done with this. I used to say after we won the championship in Tampa, I showed back up in Tampa after we won the Super Bowl. Everybody had a damn radio show. Everybody had a billboard. Everybody had this. Everybody had that. I'm like, We finna get our ass kicked. Ain't nobody working out in the off season. So you telling me Aaron Donald's gonna retire? Sean McVay is going to the booth to be the new John Gruden on Monday Night Football with all the X's and O's and all of that.
Maybe, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I'm not.
They do write some crazy scripts in L.A.
Do you know?
All right, I'm with you.
Well, they write big checks, and I think that's...
Do you know who's got a job open in a booth for next year?
NBC?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
It's got a job open. Yeah.
Jeff Bezos
Amazon is hosting is airing Thursday Night Football starting this fall.
Bezos.
Yeah, man.
I got the chalkboard for you, baby. Come see, boy.
Jeff Bezos is going to write checks.
I don't need a big one, Jeff. I just want a board where I can do my thing and show you who's going to rush this passer on Thursday night and let your boy go.
That's right. People are going to be answering those phones if he's calling. I don't think he's the one who's making the phone calls. But
just say you represent Jeff Bezos. That's enough for me.
Okay. Everything's good in your hood?
Boy, the little girl came home with a master's degree.
Hey.
Hey.
Boy, there's a master's degree with Sapp underneath it, baby. Ain't this a beautiful thing, Rich?
So she's 1 degree shy of being Dr. Sapp?
I don't think she's going for that. We'll take the HOF as the doctor in the family. But boy, a master's degree, the baby done come home with it. Now I need to get her a job, Rich. You know somebody?
Okay. Sure.
Bezos. The baby get the job, not me.
Bezos. Okay. All right.
And then the boys at FAU and everybody's good and healthy. Mom's good and healthy, kicking rump. So I can't complain. Oh, you already know, baby. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, Warren.
Hey, tell Susan and the kids I say hello.
I appreciate that. She's probably out there right now saying hello to you. So thanks for calling in, brother. I mean, coming in.
Come on.
Great to see you.
Always.
If he texts me during game day morning.
Listen, man, is this the Kevin Garnett show?
It's so great. You're like Monster Week. Yeah, okay, hold on a minute. Give this man a pen. It's like Monster Week. You must have had a lot of great guests. And I'm like, are you in town? Like, you just let me know you're in town. You know, let me know you're in town.
Heads up.
He kills me.
I booked him in the middle of hour 3 of game day morning. I forgot to send it on the list to say send him an email to come here. All right, Warren Sapp at Warren Sapp on Twitter and on Instagram, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.